any difference. And we have just been once, but we live in different worlds.
And you're tuned to TNSradio.com. Sorry about the wee delay there, guys. For a lot of messages coming in. I know a lot of you want to be contacting myself and speaking to Clif. So anyway, we're back, we're live, we're TNS Radio, we're .com, and we're 11:15 at night here in the UK. Clif, as we were speaking about earlier on, you know, the alien wars, would you like to give us a wee bit about that?
Yeah, this is something that is really staggering. We'd had this showing up in our archetypes way back in like 2001, 2002. We had this rule that we developed that says the longer we see something in the data before the language manifests, the more powerful it will be working its way through the populace of the planet. One of the memes we have is alien wars, and just recently, I think maybe last year, I finally got with the program and I was able to obtain these third-generation night vision goggles, which are illegal to export out of the United States, and they've got all these various different criteria put on them, but nonetheless they're legal for the civilian populace to have. And mine are relatively crude. They only have like 3 times magnification. But these night vision goggles allow you to go out at night and see the alien wars over your head. There's this whole secret space program with all these little spaceships swirling around up there that no one in officialdom acknowledges, and some of these buggers are shooting at some of the other buggers, and you can tell they're shooting at them by the behavior of the various different ships, especially these little fast triangular shaped things that dart about when these energy bursts come their way, and then you can see these giant huge light ships that are like in the shape of an X that exhibit this very peculiar behavior where they seem to open up a doorway of light ahead of them, jump to it, and then the light closes down, and then it opens up ahead of them, and then they jump to it. So they have this weird sort of a way of accelerating that is decidedly not native to the human mind's way of envisioning travel. So I think these guys are truly alien, space alien. But nonetheless, there is some kind of conflict going on up there, and I'm just hoping that some of those guys that are doing the shooting and trucking about are actually humans. Otherwise, boy, we are outnumbered. There's a huge mass of stuff going on. All of the people in the woo-woo world, as I call it, all of the alternative researchers and this kind of thing, as a mass, a lot of them have now been exposed to these third-generation goggles, and people like Jay Widener and Nell Fabregas and others, George Noory on Coast to Coast, they've seen the same kind of stuff that I see, and I'm in a relatively isolated area. I hear over Britain it is just a basically grand universe central station in terms of the number of things popping in and out. I've got friends of mine that are in Britain that are in northern England, actually, in some hilly area there, that have these same goggles, and they're reporting seeing in excess of 100 instances of spaceships a night.
Well, I can totally agree with you. I don't have any of the night vision goggles or whatever you call them. But as I was saying, I think I said to you earlier on, myself and the wife, we have been out and we have seen things moving in the sky. Now, I'm not a crackpot, because, Cliff, everybody says UFO, unidentified.
Sure. And there's been a whole neuro-linguistic programming attempt since the 1940s to associate UFO and instantly throw you into the reptilian mind part of the ridicule and diss it so that the powers that be don't have to deal with it. No, I understand. And I say to people, I don't say I'm not crazy. I say that indeed I may be crazy, but that does not make me wrong.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm not disagreeing with you there. What I'm trying to put across to you is, that I have seen things moving in the sky, things that I cannot define as an aeroplane or anything else that I should know about in the sky. But there is a kind of thought that it could be advanced military aircraft as well, so you've got both sides of the coins. But as far as alien wars are concerned, I mean, out in space and stuff like that, what is it that your thought is on that?
Our data has shown that alien wars were going to intrude on the populace of the planet Earth in a very serious way. That is to say that there would be an emotional wave that we would all experience associated with the idea of space alien wars. Let's be real specific in determining that are going to hit us around October of 2011, as though space alien wars come to planet Earth and are seen on a street near you, like something out of a Doctor Who show. It will have the level of intensity that we have, and actually there's a tipping point in October of 2011, so it may be that it has a huge level of intensity in the populace of the planet, basically, unless you're in the Amazon or off in some desert island somewhere, and even then it may also get you, but it basically is though the population of the planet thinks of itself in an entirely different fashion from that point on, the same way we had occur with 9/11, only on a much grander scale in terms of the emotional impact. Now, we've got another tipping point that shows up here in November that's going to begin in the United States, but it'll also go global, and it's going to last 4 days. It goes from November 8th through the 11th, and it's followed by 2 months, or actually more than 2 months, of what we call release language. And everybody knows what release language is because you're at your favorite sports game, darts, throwing, football, doesn't matter what it is, and your team is just almost ready to, pull it out there. Your stomach starts knotting up. You're into the final seconds there, and then whatever the outcome, that exhalation, that release, the language you use, that's release language when that is finally over. Well, we've got a situation coming where the whole planet is going to express release language for over 2.5 months. This is a very atypical in our line of work. We've never seen anything like this show up. The closest we've come is the tipping point of 9/11, but the release language that followed it barely lasted 28 or 29 hours with intensity, and here we've got 2+ months coming up. And that's this November, and that's nothing compared to the tipping point that we have for October of 2011. So maybe indeed it'll be something like out of Doctor Who, and there'll be spaceships floating around over everybody's house, that kind of thing. But the Alien Wars is the forecast archetype descriptor set.
Sure. Just a wee message to the listeners. I can't take any more callers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We've got 4. I've actually got about 7 people sitting waiting to talk to you, Cliff. But I think, sorry folks, 4's enough, because at the end of the day, Cliff is doing this free of charge and of his own time.
And he has a sinus headache.
What are you saying there?
I say, and I have a sinus headache.
And
these are terrible things.
These are terrible things. Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go to a caller first. Let me see who we got. We've got Abigail. Abigail. Yeah, I'll find Abigail. There we go. Abigail. Okay.
Is this a Scottish Abigail?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I don't know. We're ringing Abigail as we speak. So, the Alien Wars. And
see, it could just be an outgrowth of what I'm seeing over my head now.
Sure.
Also note the stuff I see is really only about probably 140 miles out there. And so you indeed, because of your position in Scotland, may be getting reflective glints at certain times of the day or twilight that are exactly the same as what I'm seeing through the goggles. And if you had the goggles, you'd just get better detail.
Definitely. As I say, I have seen various things in the sky, and just to reply to Mally, no, I can't prove it because you weren't here. Who have we got next? We've got a guy called Mick O'Connell, if I can find where Mick is. Where's Mick O'Connell? There he's there. And we'll bring... where is he? Sorry about this, mate. We'll bring Mick into the call. You still there, Cliff?
Yeah, well, I'm still here, yeah.
Yeah,
no worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Mick, you're live on TNSradio.com. I hear you've got a radio or something playing in the background. Could you switch it off for me, please?
What's up?
Okay, right, fire away. You're live on TNSradio.com with Cliff. Hi.
Hi, Cliff. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Where are you located?
Dublin in Ireland.
Oh, yes. Love the Irish. They give me fits over language.
This is my first time on Skype. So I only caught some of the show, but I have a question I have in my head. Is one I want to ask you is, if the moon thing was a hoax, how do you think they perpetrated it? Who would they have used to do it with them?
If which was a hoax, sorry?
Moon landings, if it was a hoax.
They're cutting out here. You have to be...
I think what he's saying, Cliff, is if the moon landings was a hoax.
Oh, I see. No.